Hi, Awesomes. How's everybody doing out there in English 3050 land? Hope everybody is doing well. Apologies, it's Tuesday afternoon, getting these videos out for you. Of course, as you know, we're got us pulled up right here on our Canvas site. And so I'm going to start off by looking at the week 7 overview and kind of go over this week. We're going to get the topic kind of narrowed down, and then we're going to start drafting, preferably like on a Google Doc or similar. Don't feel like you have to start putting it onto WikiHow just yet. And then we'll talk a little bit more about some of our wording, how to like start putting it onto WikiHow. If you don't already have an account on WikiHow, make sure you let them know you're a student at Wayne State. They're familiar with our process, that this is an assignment. They work with us on that, so we get lots of support and help that way. I want in your teams together, maybe start thinking about, okay, we're going to do a Google Doc or SharePoint or something like that, some kind of shared space that you and your team members are going to use to begin drafting your instructions. And we'll start with just like the steps, right? How we're going to order of operations, what seems to make sense to go first. And then later part of the week, and maybe even the next week, we'll start talking a little bit more specifically about the graphics or pictures or going through this process. And then we'll talk about user testing next week, which is Project 2B. We want to have some people maybe see if we can get some people maybe to help us go through some of these steps. You just provide us some feedback. They don't necessarily always have to be able to maybe make the thing, depending on what your instructions entail. But we'll get as close to that as we possibly can. So if we want to think about narrowing our topic down as kind of like, or get to our final topic, I guess maybe more so than just narrowing it down, but feel comfortable and confident that our final topic is one that's available. And if you want to go ahead and like snag it, and like say you're going to start the process and, have it in use. We'll talk about in use too, because once you start a project, then you can have, people will start to edit and things like that. So we want to be as ready ahead of time as we possibly can at the same time, and make sure that our project is doable, right? And then maybe by way of like a weekly goal, it might kind of set like, so this kind of like comes down to like setting maybe 2 goals for your teams, narrow down or vote or whatever you want to do, have your final topic set this week. And then maybe have each team member start working on it, who's going to maybe start working on like the order of the steps perhaps, and have just like a general idea, maybe how you want them to go. And then maybe somebody else is working on, okay, now once the steps are done, start working on, okay, maybe it's a specific wording. Do some steps need sub steps? And then even kind of like starting to figure out, okay, what graphic or picture or photo maybe needs to accompany those. You can use, as we'll see, in some of the graphic use, a link that I posted for you as well. They talk about there are a lot of images that are already available, right? That WikiHow has paid for and taken care of that you're able to use again. So some of those may apply. Another option that a lot of times the students will take advantage of is as they go through the process, or in their teams they'll go through the process, have someone go through it, or maybe even have somebody go through your steps, or as you go through your steps, take a photo, an appropriate photo that kind of exemplifies what that step is kind of asking you to do, right? Especially if there is some ambiguity. And then this week, of course, these videos are starting now, right? I'm going to start talking about some of those videos as well. And this is kind of like a recap, review kind of the WikiHow article formatting, the writing style, graphic use, which I'm going to go through with you right now. So as you're working in your teams this week, try to, either, I don't know if you need to set a time or set some sort of communication system up where you feel like you and your teams can communicate very well. And then in the videos that are coming, I'm going to start going through, I added this breakdown of the WikiHow instructions readings. This is a little bit from last week and a combination of some of the other ones that we've got. And I'll start putting out some videos here shortly, going into a little bit more detail and talking about those for you. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll talk to you real soon. Stay safe, and stay awesome.